Did I already gain the return to versus series started? Well, game phase. By playing an enchanted port of it. Called Go of the first game. Called Go. Okay, sorry that I butchered it. Megami Tensei. Which maybe in a way could be a remaster. But this time I finished it, as in beating the final boss fight, which is thanks to quality of life features. But I wish there will be more and/or better quality of life features, like giving an item and magic descriptions in the same menu as them. But there are some unlikable parts about them, but I'll talk about them later in the video. By the way, I come to this version even when I play the original version, or even after playing the original version. It's a completely different version from a different company. Only after I made the first video or after playing some other games in the series, then I noticed a second info box about different versions on Wikipedia. And with that, so far I skipped only, I think, the language Japan's Megami Tensei. When I searched for it, I didn't find an English version, but maybe reading for it isn't necessary. Anyways, this video is about Kyūyaku Megami Tensei, and it is the same as Famicom version that is based on a novel trilogy. I guess more specifically an adaptation of the third novel, which I haven't read. I only read the first two volumes. I have only read. Wait, why I have read and I have only read the first two volumes twice in the script. I only found a machine translation version of the third volume. But for other reasons, I haven't touched it yet. Yeah, I know that cartridge includes both games, but I'm making a video on one of them. But I was wondering about it if I should include both games in one video when I was playing the Famicom version. But playing more and more games in this series, then it will be overwhelming and bored not make apart faster that I noticed it. So I just figured to make separate videos even for this version. This version was developed by Opera House and published by Alice for Super Famicom, and Famicom version was, of course, for Famicom and was developed by Alice and published by Namco. Turns out the Famicom version also was released for mobile, with some improvements by Alice. Of course, not for modern day smartphones. Anyways, this video is about Super Famicom version, Kyūyaku Megami Tensei. On course which I played those in one translation, but by this translation. The premise before Silent and Gator game is something about legends saying something about rebellion by winged ones who were cast into the bottom of the darkest of sea, which is more backstory explanation. But other selling things game, the premise is same as original version, where Nakajima invented a demon summoning program. Demons had out for where defeated once before, but demons didn't give up, so they made a demonic bullet to appear in Ask. And so Nakajima and Yomiko went to deal with it. more specifically exploring all 6 dungeons to defeat 6 demons. That are something like the Dungeon Masters of the dungeon. By the way, at first I thought that was an unskippable text every time selecting the game, but skipping it is a different button. But before selecting either game, skipping the text is with the start button, but after selecting the game, it's the B button. Why is skipping the text is inconsistent like that? For what reasons both texts couldn't be skipped with the same button? At first, I thought I would need to subtract the text for unnecessary time every time I start the game. Sorry about rambling, but about the story. I could check what I talk about the story after playing the Famicom version, but I don't think I don't have much to add. This is what I think about the story. Basically, it still works for this game, and at least for the time when it was released. There is still a little bit of info here and there which works fine for this game, so kinda you need to connect dots yourself. Well, some dialogue says what you need to. More or less those are fake directions, but understandable ones. Of course, the gameplay is the same, only first-person exploration, turn-based combat. Under selecting actions, party members do actions, with having auto-battle option. With normal encounter trait, as normal it can be, Isn't there aren't any waves. It's only fun encounter in an encounter. Of course, it still is an achievement of smashing because he is using a computer to talk or summon demons, and can do basic attacks like all characters. But Yumiko and demons can also smash it, but for which there isn't an explanation of what they do. So if starting the series with this game, then you don't have a clue what magic does. You will try to quest it or to trial and error stuff with magic. But that's not all. Demons have extra abilities, but which aren't often selecting the basic attack combat. Recruiting demons starts with offering them a gift, soothing, persuading, or intimidating them. Mostly offering them a gift worked, so I rarely tried other options. But maybe other options increase recruitable chance of recruitability before offering them a gift, like other rank other options is still back to the first choice. But it wasn't noticeable for me. Well, demons are alignments, so you can talk with good and natural demons. You can talk with evil demons, but you may not be able to talk with some natural demons, and you rarely encounter good demons. Most good demons are best from fusion, and when trying to talk with the same species and it is in your party, then they greet you and maybe give you a gift. The latest events rarely show the same as the Famicom version. Unlike armor characters, demons can level up. If you want to get stronger demons, it's either by recruiting them or forcing them. Only 2 demons can be forced at the same time. First, the same as in Famicom version. But this time you can preview not only stats of demons, but also their levels. So it's easier to know if you can force demons to a higher level. About how many characters at the start of the game, you have to show stats to increase for Nakajim and Yumiko. So leveling up gives you skill points, 1 skill point per level, and also restore HP and MP. But again, only armor characters level up, so it applies only to them. There are some differences in tangent layout. One of the reasons is that shops are split into different categories. If I remember correctly, weapons and armor could have been brought from one shot in the Famicom version. And in this version there are weapon, armor and shops separated, so there needed to be space for different shops. Now about equipment. You can see that increase or decrease in equipment and equipment. Swords or any melee weapon and armor. Equipment stats are shown only when buying them. Or maybe also in a different menu, called examine items, but only if the equipment isn't equipment. Sure, the game gives you into how much what stats gets increased for equipment and description of items, but why in such a roundabout way? Why couldn't those things be accessible from the same menu, which you need to open a lot? In this game the unnecessary increase playtime, at least item phase, even if a little bit and the player might miss it. Speaking about tangents, there are fixed encoders, which is either known to recruit if it's recruitable or is it placed to grind. And of course there are mount phases. It isn't also only for if you can talk with demons or not, or if the minimap stays active, but also for resetting items, if you fail the puzzle in air codes, and for events or maybe fun events where you can buy something. One of the reasons why it was manageable is because there is in-game saving. Of course only exit locations, but in-game saving nonetheless, instead of the password saving. Another is automobile, for which I play it with a mindset where I will fill all of the map, except for the final floor of the final dungeon, because I accidentally entered a boss room, for which I broke a full close, because demons that I had couldn't be used to pushing to a get level. But I managed to beat it, and I guess I somehow missed the previous dungeons possibly. Demons that I had at the point were around level 60, and which were able to fuse only to a weaker demon, like maybe the level 5 demon. But because you can only 7 demons in the party, then I kept some slots open for demons that I haven't seen yet, to see if demons will fuse to a stronger demon. Back to Automapper, it is safe enough view to see all of the tangents from inside. Of course, as you already have seen, it is a different look than the Famicom version, like there are better graphics. Unlike how it was in Famicom, Cathedral is only for 4 Yen. No reviving party members going there in this version. Reviving is from a healer. Of course, as it is in Famicom version, this version seemed also as dark rooms. But this time a minimap stays active while you are in the dark room. And the visualizations of dark rooms is fine. I don't mind it, or I'm indifferent about it. Even if you are higher level than demon, those demons are still stronger than you. And with which I thought the sprint skin will stay the same if you at higher level, but no, it gets lowered if you level the same demon. Not only do you need more experience, but you get less experience from the same demon, which I guess stays the same, and it's part of the series. You can check stats of party members without going out of the stats screen. Here and there I accidentally were selecting the same floor on which I already wasn't using elevator or trying to use it, and fitted the same animations with the same fade template sound. Magnetite mark for short goes only up to 9,999, which is also only for keeping demons alive exactly party members. Near the end game, or maybe around 75% of the game completions, if not earlier, 9,999 mark can run out us. Don't own the Famicom version is Casino, and of course it is in this version, which is the slots, and big and small numbers game. Of course, as many games and using the in-game money that you earn in-game. Demons can reduce your levels. I didn't notice if the skill point was removed or not. But either way, I think it is just to artificially increase the playtime. Maybe it will be fine if the full amount of experience for the level wasn't needed to return what level you had, but also experience that it also was reset. And of course stepping on tails where text appears every time. Around the end game I needed to check online if I understood what I needed to do. Like, you need to talk with NPC, that doesn't signify if I will be able to get the item that is needed to progress the game, and it can't offset me. But no, getting the text allows you to get the item which will allow you to progress the game. After beating the final boss fight, Kyūyaku Megami Tensei 2 automatically starts. It's more or less about getting bonus stuff after completing the first game for it. Thankfully save points is close and hopefully it doesn't interrupt something. And I tried breaking up the save file when I start playing the second game. Yeah, it is better to play just this version. But if you want to check where this series actually started, then it tries to check it out just a little bit of the Famicom version. Or you can try playing it to completion while also drawing a map yourself, which in a way could be better. Like you could mark important locations which Automatter doesn't do, which only does healing and country draw. And you can mark unlimited locations when manually drawing. But you still would need to deal with password system and also rate map orientations when drawing it. So playing this version is enough to know where this series started. Game phase. Which still fold problems about knowing what magic does if you go blind in this game. Thanks for watching all of the video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, like the video, subscribe and comment. See you next time.